Hey guys, it's Bud here with a tutorial on smartphone filmmaking. If you haven't seen it already, go check out The Artist. It's a short film that I just shot with my good friend Ed Jonas. Now Ed was kind enough to let me into his beautiful workshop, a really stunning space to shoot in. And the thing is that I shot the whole thing with my iPhone. So I want to show you exactly what I did, how I got the shots I got, what equipment I used, all that and more coming right up, so stay tuned. So going into filming, I had two major hesitations, one of which was the battery life on my iPhone and also the storage space on my iPhone. Now, battery life turned out to be not so big of an issue. All I did was make sure that the morning of, I had a full charge on my phone before going out and shooting. And then later in the afternoon when we broke for lunch, went back to the house, charged up again, and didn't have any problems with battery the whole day. Space was another issue though. Even though I have a 16 gig iPhone, I only had 6.5 gigs set aside for filming. So there were a couple things that I did. First, I made the decision rather early on that I didn't necessarily need a filmed interview from Ed. So a few days before our scheduled shoot, Ed and I met in his workshop. I hooked him up to a lavalier mic and a field recorder, and he and I just had a conversation about his art and his process. From there, I listened to his entire interview and I pulled out the sound bites that were really good. I put together a shot list and I knew exactly the shots that I wanted to get when I met with him a few days later. Another thing I did to be as efficient as possible with storage was that I brought my laptop along with me and an external hard drive. This allowed me to dump footage from my phone onto my external hard drive, clear the phone, and then continue shooting. Also, be sure to go through your existing photos and videos and back those up onto your computer so that you have as much space as possible on your phone dedicated for this shoot. One of the things that really surprised me about this shoot was that I didn't need that much equipment. Even though I brought a whole heck of a lot of it, I only used a small portion of it. So of course I had my iPhone. I used a 16 gig iPhone 5C, a lavalier mic and field recorder, tripod, a charging cable for my phone, an external hard drive for my laptop. I rented a camera slider and pocket jib, a few lenses for my phone that I got off Amazon super cheap, and a modified iPhone mount that allowed me to mount directly to my tripod. All in all, everything here cost less than half the price of a Sony a7S and a quarter of the price of a Canon C100. If you want to go even cheaper with your equipment setup, I would suggest getting rid of the lavalier mic and the field recorder, recording the interview with your voice memo app on your iPhone, nixing the slider and the pocket jib, and then you're at a price point that's less than the Blackmagic Pocket, which is what I'm shooting on right now. So now let's talk lights. Even though I brought a light, I didn't end up using it. You'll see in most of the shots that my key light is actually natural light that's coming in through the window. And I was also super fortunate because Ed had a studio light that he let me use as a fill for some of the shots. So for this shoot, I ordered an iPhone camera lens kit. The particular one that I got was from a company called CamKix, and it was about 40 bucks on Amazon. The kit came with a hard case for my phone, which allowed me to attach lenses, a mini tripod, which actually became super helpful, and I'll tell you why. A universal iPhone holder that I ended up modifying to fit on my tripod, a telephoto lens, and 3 other lenses, including a wide, a macro, and a fisheye. Now I only ended up using the telephoto lens for this, and I really enjoyed using it because it gave me more control over my depth of field. However, you'll see in some of the shots, I've got some funky vignettes going on, and that kind of bugged me. Now this mini tripod became super helpful for me because I was able to set up shots in spaces that a larger DSLR and traditional tripod wouldn't be able to go. So I was actually able to get really intimate and unique shots. So my first short film shoot with my iPhone turned out great. It was super rewarding, and I ran into far less complications than I anticipated. Throughout the process, I kept thinking to myself how great some of the shots were coming out. And it was because I was adhering to certain filmmaking fundamentals. Things like stabilizing the camera, adding motion to your shots, basic composition, and lighting theory. That regardless of the equipment you use, if you apply them to your work, you're gonna get a stunning result. So guys, that wraps up this first tutorial on smartphone filmmaking. I've got lots of videos coming up for you guys, and I can't wait to share them with you. Best of luck and happy filmmaking. Cheers.